Hey everyone, it's been a while since I had a minute to actually film and therefore post a video, but in light of some spring-ish cleaning that's been going on where I was able to clear off some of my workspace to have appropriate area to film, I figured I would show you guys my dim doll collection. And the first doll that I have over here is my dim Laia, who is the half-closed eye mold. And I sound like a robot when I say that because I have to think really hard because they have a bunch of half open-eyed sculpts as well as the open-eyed sculpts, right? So my love for Dim really started off with this doll, and I've since named her Linnea, and some of you guys have probably seen her in a previous video where I showed what I received from my partner for the Den of Angels Christmas swap. And she's currently still wearing the knits that my partner Paige, who goes by A Line Between Reality and Fiction on Instagram, made for her. And of course, I loved everything she made me, so she's been wearing them in the doll cabinet while I've been working on some other projects. But Linnea came to me because I saw her on Etsy, and the artist at the time, I believe she actually closed and deleted her shop for whatever reason, but she painted a bunch of dim heads, and I loved this Laia that she did. I just loved how expressive she was. Everything was just so beautiful, like with the delicate skin blushing and everything that was just, to me, so gorgeous. Like, it was immediately like love at first sight, and that doesn't really happen to me a lot with dolls, but with this one I really wanted her, so I bought her. And she came to me about a year and a half ago, and she's definitely been a huge inspiration to me in my doll collection. I've learned how to make a lot of really nice wigs because she inspired me to do so. And this one, I still need to work a little bit on the front with the thatching, but yeah, she's been an awesome doll, and I wanted to make sure that I got her a body because she's definitely probably like my favorite. I won't say that too loudly, but I have her on a Doll Chateau K18 body, and I think that body looks really well with the dim heads and the proportions, although it's a little bit hard to see because she's currently dressed. One thing that I'm not so crazy about is how short the legs are, and I feel like this body, it's a single like torso, like no joints. I think it could be improved upon, but other than that, I really just like how it looks. So this is Linnea, and the one that started the obsession with dim, so to speak. So along with my half open-eyed or a half closed, depending on how you view it, Laia, I also have an open-eyed one, and I have her here. And I guess I can show you how they look side by side. They are not the same sculpt, obviously, because one has fully open eyes and the other one has half open eyes, but it's the same head mold in terms of name, if that makes sense. So really like sister molds. As you can see, I think that light captures that eye a little bit better. There's a lot of similarities, but also a lot of differences. This one, she has half parted lips, or I guess slightly open mouth with teeth, and this one does not. She just has full lips. And I'm trying to think. Oh, so I told you that the Russian artist who deleted her Etsy shop painted her, but then I had a customizer named Tia. She painted her, and I love working with her. Super professional. Our vision is very similar, and I usually give slight direction, and I just let her go because I just like everything she does. So with her, I gave her kind of like a half-shaved looking wig, and I made this one as well. And I have her on a Doll Zone body in pink skin. I have to think because there's so many colors, and I have like a variety of different colors for their bodies. So as you can see, the match is pretty good, and the dim colors are like normal for these two heads, and then the bodies are peach skin, as you can see here. I have beetle's eyes in her, and then in the open-eyed one, I have the doll Inez. I guess it looks like doll lines, but Inez, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. That's her name. So I love her eyes. They're not glass, and they're also not resin. There's some kind of material that I can't figure out, nor do I really want to prod and figure it out myself. but I love how bright they capture, and they have a lot of detail and they look great. So I definitely want to order more eyes from her in the future. So let me put them off to the side, and then let me show you the other body that I have. And this one probably is a little bit better at showing the resin tone comparisons between some of the other colors. So I also have a Benetia, and I also have the one that has half open eyes, but she's currently off for face up. So I've been using this open-eyed model to make wigs, right? And part of it is that I'm not sure if I want to keep her. I guess we'll see, because I personally lean towards the half open-eyed sculpts a little bit more, just because I feel like they're a little bit more expressive. But I like having like options, right? And yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But for now, she's here and she's going to be blank for a little bit. I made this dress for my sew along in 1/4 scale, but let me see if I can show you. This is actually not white resin, and I have an Light that is shining down. I don't know if you can see the tone differences too clearly, maybe, but you can tell it's definitely, it looks white, but it really isn't, especially when compared to white skin, because it still has like a peach, like, or pink tone to it. But this is the peach skin body, and this is like a normal, the resin color is normal for the head. So it's a good enough match, not the best, but with face up, I think it's a little bit harder to tell. So I have this body, and I can't remember the number, I have to look it up, but it has the heart over here with the gears, but I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with that. I figured it'd be cool to fill it with like maybe some clear red resin and then maybe painting some of the gears, but I really don't know. There's just a lot I need to think about, which I haven't thought about. But yeah, so this is Benetia, and she's blank, and she'll be blank for a while until I figure out if I actually want to keep her. So part of like the indecision stems from the fact that Dim yet again had another we're closing sale, so I didn't know if I would be able to get her in the future, so I ended up buying her at the time with a bunch of these other heads. So yeah. Okay, so let me put her off to the side. So next up is my Dim Larina, and she has a gorgeous face up painted by a Chinese artist who isn't that well known outside of China. The seller who I bought her from actually had her on the body that Benetia's currently on, but I didn't want to possibly, you know, ruin her face up while I was using the body as a model for my sew along garment, right? But anyway, I loved how detailed this face up is. You can see all the subtle veining and the color blush and like some of the shiny powders. Stunning, and I love the piercing that she has as well. So with this doll, I'm kind of wondering what I should do with my other Larina that I bought during their Dim's like quote-unquote final sale, because I have another one and here she is. So for me, I'm not really somebody who likes to do face ups in particular, because I just don't have the time or energy to actually possibly improve. So for me, I like working on wigs and on clothes, but like face ups are definitely not my thing. But I bought the blank one just in case I wanted to do something with her, but then I saw this one on Instagram and I got this one, and now I'm like, what do I do with this one? So as you can see, both are actually the normal color. It's hard to tell because this looks pretty white, but you know, with the blushing the face up, it makes a huge difference. But yeah, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it, and because the dolls are not that easy to purchase anymore, I don't want to sell her and then realize maybe this one I want to have a different look. I don't know. Doll people probably understand the frustration here. So for now, she's kind of chilling while I use her as a model to make wigs for this one. So let me set this down. Oh, maybe not yet. Okay, no, I'll set her down, but then also let me show you the other Larina head that I bought who has the half opened eyes. I previously mentioned how I really like the half opened eyes sculpts a little bit more, but I don't know. face-ups make a huge difference, but I don't know what I want to do this one either. But since I don't have it, I think I would like to have a sister slash companion sculpt to the open-eyed one. So for now, I do plan on keeping her, but I'll figure out what I would like to do with her. This one's also in the normal skin color. You can see the differences between the sculpts. I don't know if those are really teeth, probably not, but probably could paint some teeth in there. So yeah, and then let me set this one down back into her box where I have my box of heads. I would hate to drop her and then be very sad because there's a chip in her face up. But then I will hold these two together so you can take a look at them as well. So that's what they look like. And I think that's it that I have for my dim mini 1/4 sculpts. So let me show you the bigger 1/3 size dolls. Some of you guys are already familiar with my gorgeous dim Bellosse. She is a pretty vampire who's also painted by Tia, who painted my open-eyed Laia. As you can see, maybe there's some similarities, but I have her naked as well because I was working on some clothes for her. As you can see, most of my dolls kind of end up naked. I have her on a Doll Zone body, the one that Amelia came on. Oh, there goes her wig. But I'm not sure if I like it because her head tends to be pretty big. It's like the old SD style, like bulbous heads. As you can see, like the wig is pretty huge. And you can see the head comparisons compared to the minis. Pretty big. So I don't know if I like the proportions. They're not bad, but it's also not perfect. But I don't know if I want that many SD dolls anymore, so I'm kind of on the fence about it. But I absolutely adore her. She has like a sweetness about her, but then of course, like, you know, you see all the details of her face up. Absolutely lovely in my opinion. So we'll see. And this one is actually a different color combination because the body is an older white body that has, of course, mellowed out a little bit. So I think the discrepancies between the resin matches can be a little bit more visible here. But of course, when the dolls are clothed, unless you're looking for it, especially if they're body blushed, you can't really tell. So yeah. Let me put her off to the side. And I think it's harder for me to show the bigger dolls because I don't have that much space to show them. So let me put her off to the side, off camera. And then I also have a Kassia. I bought her from somebody who was a former doll dealer who had like a bunch of like older dim heads. And I really like Kassia a lot. But again, I wasn't sure if I wanted to have that many SDs floating around just because I prefer the mini scale due to like space considerations, but she's blank. I guess I can compare them together. So let me show you how they look over here. Her wig, it's just, I have some sticky tack in there, but it's not really being very sticky. So the sculpts are pretty similar. Let me see. I think Kassia tends to look a little bit more mature, but maybe that's just me. So yeah, these are the two 1/3 size dolls. Move the wig. I guess she could wear it too. Although Kassia's head is like slightly smaller. I need to work on that part. Oh, it's bothering me. It is what it is for now. And put her down. And then lastly, we have equally huge honkin' heads, but this is the sweet model, which actually was on like the 1/6 body. So I have a Trisha here, and she's the half closed eyes one. But then I also managed and received to get two more. So let me show you Trisha here, but let me put her down. And then I opened the box already for these other heads that I got that are also sweet. partially opened them, but this is the open eye Trisha. Here's the half closed one. And then we also have Aria. And to me, Aria looks a little bit more, I guess, like Asian. So yeah. So here are the sweet girls. And again, thinking about what I want to do with them and who I want to send them to. So yeah, those are my dim dolls. Hope you enjoyed watching that. It's been a while since I filmed, so I apologize for any awkwardness and just like you can hear the gears turning in my head. But if there's anything else you would like to see, please leave a comment and let me know. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.